welcome back to the John Linetia Show. You want to talk about your favorite person in the
No,
whole world?
I don't care for him, but, Rahm Emanuel has been in the news past few weeks. First he waded into the pool, I guess you could say, about the tallest building in the U.S., basically dissing New York.
He did.
Jon Stewart kind of put him down a peg or two. And then, of late recently, because the French consulate put a travel advisory out, anybody visiting Chicago, not to go to the south and west side.
He did say that.
Don't get me started on what I think of the French, And it's sort of like, well, there's two things. In both cases, it's like, you're an idiot, Rahm. Just shut up. Because the tallest building thing is ridiculous. It's dumb. You just look at that and you go, you know what? We have the tallest building based on floors, to the roof. So who cares? Let New York, let the babies have it, whatever.
Let the babies have it.
And the other thing is that, when it comes to a travel advisory not to go to the south and west side, hate to tell them this, but most Chicagoans know, don't go to the south side, don't go to the west side, unless you want to come back with bullet holes.
That is stereotyping. I want you to take that off of this podcast. You cannot say that.
Why?
Maybe you can say certain areas of the south and west side, but you can't say south and west.
Why?
There's stuff happening on the north side, too.
Well, sure.
So why don't you just say all of Chicago?
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. I mean,
no.
Just because the French, and they chose, what did they choose? Like, I think south of 59th Street is what the French were saying. And, you got to admit, though, I mean, that's where a lot of shootings happen.
I'm not admitting anything.
Gang activity.
I'm not. Gang activity can be anywhere.
I don't know. But in the end, it's like, he's gonna all of a sudden be like, oh, dude, don't get me started on what I think of the French. Listen, Rahm, don't get us started on what we think of you.
I think just let these people say whatever they want. Who cares?
Yeah.
No one is even thinking about
Always so sensitive
what other
about
countries are saying about that. Who cares? It's been. I did see one story though on CNN about, I forgot whoever this official was. He did talk about not coming to Chicago because someone from his country did get killed here. And
Yeah.
it was. That could have just been a random thing. Things happen. It's unfortunate. I feel sorry for the family and things like that happens. But you can't just sit here and say, Chicago's a dangerous place. That's crazy.
Right.
That's
because pretty much any city you're going to find.
Any city has their
places.
issues. So don't just say Chicago. And they always talk about Chicago. Chicago's all in the news. Why? Because we're the number 3 city. They're going to talk about Chicago. They're going to talk about LA. They're going to talk about New York. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're also leading in murders, which, I think is a good thing.
That's a good thing?
Yeah, we're number 1, baby.
In something, right?
We're number 1.
We're not number 1 in basketball.
Not in basketball.
Not in football.
Well, in hockey, we were number 1.
In hockey, we're number 1.
So in
Soccer?
In white sport, we're number 1.
In a white sport.
But multicultural, we're number 1 in murders.
What about soccer?
No, soccer
No,
we suck.
Soccer suck. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, go Blackhawks.
But you know what? It's just this, Rahm Emanuel. It's like, why would you actually be thin-skinned? Why do you care about it? It's all BS. It's all, so what the French say. So now it very well could be that these are little offhanded comments that he does. Reporters will ask at a press conference. They'll ask all the serious questions, and then they'll end up with a lot of like goofy stuff, be like, oh, Rahm, what do you think of Play-Doh or something like that? and then it's like, what do you think about the French consulate doing this? And you're like, don't get me started on the French. And then that becomes like the focal point.
And he shouldn't say anything like that too, because even if some people didn't know Rahm Emanuel at first, they know him now for working under the president.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now you're looking at a whole different echelon of stuff, and it's not making you look good. It's not making Chicago look good. So you shouldn't say anything at all. You should just ignore what other people are saying. I say put your time and your effort into something else. There are a lot of things going on in Chicago that need, your voice, your opinion, and your work. So let's
right.
move on to something else. Who cares about what other people are saying? Just make Chicago the best city ever.
Yeah.
Work
Yeah.
on that. Work on that.
Word.
Word to your mama.
Yes.
Or word to Rahm Emanuel.
Word to your Emanuel.
Come on, Rahm. This is really nothing you should even
Yeah.
talk about.
Come on, Rahm. Stop with that BS.
Yeah.
That whack stuff.
That ish. That's what young people
Ish.
say. That
Oh,
ish.
yeah. I don't like that ish.
No, find something else. Put your energy
Yeah.
into something else. You might want to work on the Chicago public school system.
Well,
Let's try that.
He's been working on them.
They don't like that. Let me go down to all the other issues. I'm tired of taxes being raised.
Instead of really speaking up, it'd probably be good if you worked on not being a jag-bag. I think that
I'm
would
not
be
going to
good.
go that far.
You don't think you should work on not being a
I think you
jag-bag?
should just concentrate on, what you need to do here in Chicago, because there's going to be an election coming up soon.
Yeah, and I think keep the comments, comments about other places, New York or France or whatever. Just
don't
cut
say
it,
anything. Just ignore
We
it.
don't need to compare ourselves to anyone. We're Chicago, damn it.
Chicago.
You don't like it, leave.
That's true.
Thanks for listening to the John and Linetia Show.